Alright, so this video has been a long time coming. I did several videos, but I never posted them, uh, never uploaded them. Um, it has to do with racism. So before I start this video, I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'll try and be as sensitive as I can to the issue. Um, I just wanted to give my honest opinions on some things. If you get offended, I am very sorry. I'm not even blatantly trying to offend anyone, but I did want to talk about this. With that out of the way, I'll try and make this as short as possible. One of the things that bugs me about racism is how incorrect and stupid it is. And what I'm saying is, we call black people, but they're not really black. I don't know anybody who's actually pitch black. I've never met anybody black. I've met people who are dark, and let's put it like this: the only time I've ever, and this isn't me trying to be racist, it's just an observation, and I'm sorry if I don't offend anybody. I have met people who are pitch black. They got a tan. They're a person of color who's had a tan, and that isn't racism. I've actually met people like that, but that's the only time I see a person who actually looks black. Otherwise, black people aren't really black. Sorry, they're more of a chocolate brown, different shades of chocolate, maybe even caramel. I like chocolate caramel. I don't know. I'm trying to be silly and be serious at the same time. It's not working. But But let's keep going on this on the subject of what we call each other. We call white people white people. We're not really white. Do I really look white to you? The ghost on my shirt, that fucker's white. Do you see the difference? I'm not really white. Back of this package, white. That's what white looks like, folks. I'm not white. Why do you think we came up with Caucasian? It's the skin tone that we are. It's Caucasian. In other words, light Asian, kind of like Asian skin, but lighter. Maybe I don't know what it is. I don't know why we came up with Caucasian, but we're not really white. You can see this. Like the back of this package. This is from Taco Bell, by the way. I love me some Taco Bell. And this is my favorite sauce that they have, Verde. It's not spicy. It's tasty. I really love it. I keep the packages. I got a bunch of packages. I'm gonna put in a container. I'm just gonna squeeze them all out in this big container and use them on stuff. I don't know. I just love this stuff. I think you can actually buy Verde in the store. I'll find out. But yeah, the back of that package is white. This pill bottle is white. That's white. I'm not white. But that's what I mean by how incorrect it is. Uh, I mean, then there's this whole thing with blackface. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They don't. I've met a lot of people of color who they don't look. They don't look at intent. They look at what you're doing and they automatically just jump at it's racist. It's racist. You're a racist. Why do you hate black people? It's racist. It's racist. You don't do that. You're making fun of us. Okay, number one, blackface. This whole blackface thing was started by a jackass comedian back in the I don't know 1930s, 40s, 20s. I don't know. Way back then. Way back when. Some jackass who mocked black people by painting his face black. Some kind of ink or shoe polish or something. It was bullshit. But fast forward to today. At one point, hear me out on this. I was going to dress. I'm a huge fan of Final Fantasy VII, but there's no way in fucking hell that I could pull off Cloud. There's no way I can pull off anybody in that game except for one guy, Beret. I think that's how you Beret or Barrett. I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. But that's the only guy I could think I could pull off. One Halloween, I was going to go the whole 9 yards, and that meant makeup as well. Because when you want to look as genuine to a character as possible, you go all the way. But I didn't do it. Why? Because I know no matter what my intent is, it would offend the hell out of anybody who's of color. They would get pissed. In a way, I understand why, but in a way, it's like, come on, look at my intent. You don't want to look at intent. One key thing about racism, it's based on one thing: hate. If I did that, it wasn't because I hated that he was black. It's because I liked it. I liked his whole character. I liked everything about it. I wanted to replicate it exactly. But I couldn't do that because I know it would upset people, which is silly. But I'm going to make a deal with people of color. I'm going to make a deal right now with you. Uh, White people won't do blackface anymore, but I don't want to see black people do whiteface anymore. That's the deal. The deal is if a white person can't mimic a character that they've seen in fiction to a T because he's black and they happen to be white, then I don't want to see anybody black dressed as white anymore. I've seen comedians do it before. Black comedians, comedians of color, I'm sorry. I've seen them do it before, and they get away with it. And then there's that whole mentality of, we may dress as you, but you may not dress like us, or something like that, something to that effect. Well, that's our word. That's our word. We're all human beings. I'm so sick of this. Why do we pick this stuff apart? Why do we look at all this stuff negatively? Can't we just be human beings? Seriously. I don't hate anybody based on color. No, I hate each and every person I ever meet based on them as a person. If I'm going to hate somebody, I hate them for them, not because of the color of their skin, not because of their background. That said, and I'm probably going to get hate for this, is I have some issues with Hispanics. I grew up having nothing but negative interaction. I was beat up by a group of Hispanic kids growing up several times, had shit stolen from me. When I got older, I lived in a neighborhood that became primarily Hispanic, and they never wanted to shut up. They would go on outside with a stereo playing Tejano until 6 in the morning. So I have a lot of reasons for having a dislike of Hispanics. I'm sure they're not all like that, but every time I come across one, I'm having to deal with this. Aren't there Hispanics that want the same as I want, peace and quiet? I mean, I have some folks that are going to be moving in next door to me. They're Hispanic. I don't care that they're Hispanic, but I hope they're not like every other Hispanic person I've ever met. I hope they're quiet, because I live out here where I live for the quiet. I hate living so far out in the middle of nowhere, but again, I live here because of the quiet. I live here because of how silent it is. I like the quiet. It's bad enough with the fucking there I go, rednecks. Yes, I said it. Cousin banging, inbred redneck motherfuckers. If I'm gonna say something bad about races, I'm gonna say something bad about every race. Out here where I live, those people are fucking loud too. I'm like, bitch, I didn't move out here for this. You fucking slack-jawed retard. I moved out here for the quiet. Shut the fuck up. But back on topic. Racism is stupid. Racism is based on hate. People should look at intent. You have to show some, despite what your culture is, use some intelligence, use some common sense, and use that intellect. Stop and look at something. Guy's dressed like a character who's black, and he's black, or he's dressed like he's black. Does he hate the, does he, let's put it like this. I've seen black guys want to dress as Mario, but they won't go the extra length and paint themselves white. Go ahead, dude. You're mimicking a character that's not real. I'm not going to be offended. But likewise, I would like for you not to be offended if I dressed as Beret. I really love that character. I love him. He's a strong dude. I have this thing for strong characters. He's like the strongest character there. Cloud is lucky I wasn't Beret though, because I would kick that little blonde-headed motherfucker's ass when he started going off on tangents. I would have taken that one weapon he gets that's a ball, attached it to his arm, knocked him upside his fucking little blonde dipshit head, Yeah, I have huge issues with Cloud. I like the game, but I don't like his character. He's fucking emo. He seems emo. But yeah, this whole thing with racism needs to stop. We're all one race. We're the human race. We're different cultures, but we're all the same. Maybe another good word would be tribes. We're all different tribes of the human race. That works too. Anyhow, this video is done. I hope I don't offend anybody. If I have, I do apologize greatly. It's just something I wanted to talk about. I think this is the best I've been able to express it in a way that I hope doesn't offend anybody. I'm pretty sure I will offend some Hispanic folks, and if I do, I truly apologize for that. I'm not trying to offend, but I as an observation, I've seen all of these around me, and a lot of them do like that. Uh, that's not to say all of them do, but everyone I've ever had to deal with. If they did, if early on in my life they didn't leave such a bad taste in my mouth, I probably wouldn't have so much discontent for Hispanics now. And learn English, folks. Come on. Why are we having to adapt to you? Why can't you adapt to us? I mean, if I was going to Mexico, I'd need to learn some fucking Spanish. If I went to Japan, I'd need to learn some fucking Japanese. If I went to Italy, I would need to learn some fucking Italian. If I went to fucking right, you get the point, right? I go to Africa. I think it'd be a good idea if I learned some fucking whatever the language is. I don't know what it's called. All right, this has been the goof. I'm sorry if I offend. I just something I wanted to talk about, and I mean, I get why it upsets people of color, the whole blackface thing, but look at intent. That's what you should always look at it. Is you should look at intent. Use some. I keep saying common sense. I keep using all these words. Intellect. That's not the word I'm looking for. I don't know. Maybe I'll remember it one day and I'll mention it in another video. But, yeah. All right. This has been the goof. Have a great whatever time of day, night, whatever. Bye.